Okay, so we are looking at a PO for an existing current Zulily event. What we're going to try to demonstrate here is the process to create the naming field for corresponding images in Illustrator. And what we are going to do is combine the order timestamp with the personalization name for each order item. This is a short PO. There's only 36 items on here. The first thing that we will do is create a additional column, and I usually insert it right next to the vendor SKU. So now we have a new column, and what we're going to do here is simply concatenate those two fields. So we'll do this. We're going to grab A2, and I like to separate it with an underscore. It's not required, but it just keeps it a little cleaner. And then we're going to come out here and add this field.
And just for the sake of clarity, A2 is basically the year, the month, the day, and then the actual time on the clock, right?
Correct. That the order was placed on Zulily.
Okay.
So you can see here there's nothing after the underscore because this particular item did not have a personalization type.
So is it the case that some orders that were, or some sales that were running can have items that don't require personalization and some items might have personalization, right?
That is correct. Some prints simply have sayings on them or an expression or something. Some of them, like growth charts, for example, have a name, a child's name, or it could be a birth announcement, etc.
Okay.
This exercise really is for order items that have a single personalization field, not multiple personalization fields, just to be clear.
Yep.
So what I've done is I've taken this field and I simply copied it down. So what I want to do now is I want to just remove all of the non-personalized items from here. So I'm just going to filter this out. This column here, I'm just going to remove the blanks, and now all we have left are order items that are personalized.
Now
So
you still need to print the pieces of artwork that don't have custom names, but we'll get to that, I guess, in another recording, right?
That's correct. Yeah, this is simply to help us through the personalization phase as we create the images.
Great.
So from here, I want to just organize the data in a way that makes sense and makes personalization easier. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a custom sort, and I'm going to apply two sort levels. I'm going to sort first by vendor SKU, which is the actual product, so that if there are more than one item sold, that we do the personalization for that item for all of those items at the same time, which saves time having to go in and out of Illustrator files. And then the next one, I'm going to apply a sort by order date, time of day. So now all the order items are in their correct order. Oops. Here's the vendor SKU. We can see that they're grouped. Because there's not very many items in this particular event, or items sold, there aren't going to be very many multiples. But it could be that if this were a big sale, there could be 100 205s, and they would all be in order next to each other.
And just for the sake of clarity for anyone new to this project, one of the reasons that you just did what you did was that so when you're printing a particular SKU, if there's 15, 20, or 30 prints that have been ordered, you can print all of those all in one batch, right?
It's not. No, we don't do this for printing. Well, we do, but we group them together so that when we do the personalization, we're doing them all together. So we're doing all of the CC00205s at once. Now, on the printing side, we actually want to print items in the order that the time of day that they were placed. So that's why we apply this timestamp in front of the name.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because Finder or Explorer will sort items in folders alphanumerically. And so these will appear in a folder in the order that they were placed.
So we don't have like any one video that's sort of too long and takes too long to upload to YouTube to share. Just to wrap this up, and we'll start another video in a second. So what do you do now with this spreadsheet now that you've created these fields and you've got the sorting all done?
At this point, we would be ready to move on to the personalization phase where we toggle between Excel right here and Illustrator. And we basically work down this list right here, right down this column. And we would take this field, we copy it, and we switch over to Illustrator, apply it, name it, personalize it, export it with this name, and then move on down the list.
So this sounds like a good time to end this video. In the next video, let's talk about where you save this spreadsheet so that this newly sort of modified spreadsheet doesn't get lost, and so that we all agree where you and your team would actually go to pick it up. So I'll go ahead and end this video now.